matters.
All aboard!
It is Wednesday, January 26th. Cassandra still has a day off. And filling in is Steve Betcher from BT Media.
Wow.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Just so you know who Steve is, he's a 6-time Emmy Award winner, 3-time New York Film Festival, 4-time Video Film Festival I don't even know of, Broadcast Education Association 6 times. And
I came for the mug, too.
And you came for the mug. You're from Milwaukee. First photographer that I ever worked with in Milwaukee. Yeah. So we felt like...
A lot of history.
A lot of
yes.
dangerous history. Yeah. I know too much about this man.
Good stories about Katrina.
It's great, you guys. Thanks for having me. Show 101, right?
Yes.
I'm keeping track.
There we go.
I got to tell you, first of all, it's an honor to be here. And, you know, the limo ride in this morning, very classy. The dressing room well-stocked. The wet bars off camera, really nice. You know, the crew is already half crocked. It's great. This is a rockin' show. This really is. I love this show.
Well, he's right about the crew.
Yeah.
The limo, on the other hand, if you count the bus.
Right, and show 101, we're past our probationary
time,
so we can just let it hang loose.
The charges were dropped. The charges were dropped, so it's great.
We're good. We've got a show that is chock full for you. Chock full, something like that.
Awesome.
On today's
should be chock full on this one.
Yeah, showering without water. We are showing you how it is done with a new product called Paper Shower. It's inventor.
We're not trying it out, are we?
No, I don't think so. You might. You're new. We might try it out on you. A professor at Marquette came up with this product. Plus, in the dead of winter, it is time to think warm thoughts, like hanging out at the Milwaukee Boat Show at State Fair Park. Today, Tony gets up close and personal with the Swamp Master and his alligators.
That's... Okay. I can't wait for that.
This is the first one where instead of Tony eating, he could get eaten.
Right. That might be good. And of course, Chef Becker is here today with the program that he's doing through MPS. He's going to be cooking up a recipe, too, that's going to be having us eating healthy and local. So that could be fun. He was already in there looking at a meal that I have telling me what was wrong with it. So we might be able to talk about that, too.
Oh, yeah, that's not annoying at all.
Right. It won't get heated. No. I love it when he outs me on the show and what I eat. It'll be perfect. And, of course, today in the bubbler, a big thing that everybody is talking about, President Obama in Manitowoc.
Our state's huge this week.
It is.
And today, American Idol.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
The president's here.
Packers.
Right. Packers.
You know, last night I was really upset. No one called out the president on picking the Bears.
No
one.
Oh, it'll happen today.
Apparently today it may be happening.
Today,
yeah, that's kind of the rumor that
it's gotta happen.
We'll have a little bit of ribbing. Everybody will be in their Green Bay Packer outfit and the factories.
In Manitowoc?
That's right. Yeah.
That'll be good. He's touring 3 different factories in Manitowoc.
Is he here yet? Is he here?
I think he flies into Green Bay. I'm not exactly sure what time.
Okay.
I know the freeways will be all messed up.
Right.
It's just what we love.
That'll
be the way it works. But I thought it was kind of interesting last night, too, the State of the Union address. And President Obama, this is one of those things that I want you to raise your hand if you watched the State of the Union last night.
All of it?
I did, yes.
Yeah, all of it.
No,
I know you guys go to bed.
I was in bed way before it started.
You guys have a good
The
excuse.
chef did. Chef gets bonus points. You watched
You watched it. Well, it's one of those things where almost now we need to be entertained a little bit to watch it. I mean, I know TV was supposed to be educational. We were all going to, learn Latin when TV came out. But, a lot of times it's not one of those things that you really want to watch is politics, and the State of the Union address is not something.
Right. Yeah.
But you got to have a little humor in it. And the president last night was talking about the need to have so many agencies doing so many things. He was saying that it's just kind of ridiculous when you think about it. And this was one of the funny little tidbits that we found.
The Interior Department is in charge of salmon while they're in freshwater, but the Commerce Department handles them when they're in saltwater. I hear it gets even more complicated once they're smoked.
I mean, that's really the real part of it is where you're going, okay, little humor might keep you involved in watching it a little more.
Why do I feel like the election is starting all over? It's starting right now. Don't you have to feel like
already.
it's just kind of starting?
It's never ending.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the election cycle, there's no cycle. It's just a never ending, one after the next kind of thing. But
true.
yeah, you're right. I mean, there's no, they might not even pretending like it's not. This visit is part of gearing up for the big re-election campaign.
In town today, too, that too, I think, you know?
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, reaching out to those people.
And I just think that's what's appealing about this president. And you know, he said the Bears are going to win. He was wrong, but he said that, and so
He didn't
it's
keep
like
that promise.
cracking jokes. Yeah, but that's what's refreshing about him. And like you said, it's different than it was even a decade ago when we were sitting watching State of the Union. So that's what is refreshing about him, is his personality, and he's real. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, and a big shout out to Congressman Paul Ryan with the Republican rebuttal.
Excellent job.
I thought he did
Represented our state well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did a really nice job. He just came across as really truthful and honest and concerned about the country and concerned about the economy and where it's going to go for his kids and his grandkids.
Yeah.
No, I think that was a really good point. I did see that clip of his speech. But I think far more important than that, his hair looked good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be like, okay.
I dream of hair like that. I do. I really
He
do.
does
You know?
have good hair.
Okay, but
Sometimes
here's
it's a
the
little
thing.
shiny.
Stuff for
And I've been
television,
saying
yes.
for years, poor guy is a good-looking guy. He's got good
Got
hair,
great
but
hair.
there's so much crap in it sometimes.
lot of product.
And so a lot of product. And so like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, I
a
hope
slippery
somebody.
slope, isn't
And
it?
they did.
They did. Somebody took him
Somebody
aside
fixed
and
it.
went,
He looked
step
wonderful last
away
night.
from the dippity-doo.
He
I'll
looked
take
great
care of
last
it for
night.
you.
He looked great. There's another Wisconsin in the spotlight. Yeah,
You're
again
right,
last
exactly.
night. Jeepers,
Exactly,
this is a
yeah.
big week for us.
Yeah, it is.
Big. Yeah, well, and then Reince Priebus, which is just fun to say. He also
Reince
big.
Priebus.
Yeah, so we're all over the place.
Which I know, which is kind of amazing because he has been so often, we go to Reince for all the Republican side of all the stories, and then now to think that he's actually the GOP national chair.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
really huge. I don't know if we've given him his props, as much props as we need to give him. Maybe we
Right.
can get him on the show.
Although,
We'll see.
although sometimes when you go into big jobs like that, you might be like, let me just get settled here.
I think that's probably what's going on.
I got work to do.
Right.
Yeah.
This could go bad, yes. You know?
right.
The name has made big headlines, though.
Yes.
he
Right, well,
he
because
kind
it
of got
takes so
upstaged.
long to learn how to say it.
Right, and Stephen Colbert had a great line about you can't. It's the best person for the job because that's how you actually pronounce RNC, Reince.
That's good. That's a good way to
pretty
remember
good,
it.
yeah.
I like that. Well, of course, everything that the state is talking about is the Packers as well. How can you not? And we have Jen Latta here from our sports department.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
You get the audio clap.
I have to do it for myself.
No, they will.
So big thing that everyone's talking about right now is kind of a mini controversy, which is kind of weird because the Super Bowl's still not for more than a week. But of course, people are talking about the fact that several of the players on injured reserve found out yesterday that they are not permitted to be in the team picture at the Super Bowl. Now, let me give you a little bit of background here. There are 15 players on injured reserve, as you guys know. They take the picture on Tuesday, which is media day. A lot of these players who don't travel with the team won't get down until later in the week. So there are logistics to be involved, but clearly there are some hurt feelings. A couple of guys tweeted about this, which of course is something that the team has never had to deal with before. That you have Twitter and these guys have their own mouthpieces. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Should they have been included in the picture? The team is standing by the decision to
And it's
not
the
have
Packers'
the 15 in.
decision.
It's the
Yeah,
Packers'
it's not
decision,
the
not a
NFL's.
league decision.
Wait,
Absolutely.
but now clarify what you said this morning on Wake Up. There is a team photo that's taken, and then there's a Super Bowl photo
Right,
that's taken.
exactly.
So it's not that they were, there's a team
Right.
photo at the beginning of the season,
Sure.
right?
Uh-huh.
They're not just left out of this altogether.
Right.
If/when they win, will they get a ring and they'll get credit too for being on the
They
team?
will get a ring. The ring is another thing that's a team decision.
Right.
The administrators can give them to secretaries. They can give them to
Oh, really?
assistants.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Anybody
they
they think is part
anybody
of
they
the-
think is part of the
Yeah.
organization.
Really?
They're contributed to their
I didn't know
success.
that.
The guy
Really
who
good
gets
beer
along?
guy.
If they deem
beer
him
guy.
worthy, if they deem him worthy and he
Interesting.
contributed.
No, they're going to get the ring, and that's what these
They're gonna get
players
the
all
ring.
want. And they're not going to be in the photo.
picture.
I have 2 words for you. It's actually one: Photoshop. Just put yourself in there. There you go. Just go in and bloop, 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 you're in there. No worries.
I don't like this idea because it's like, okay, what if I pulled a hammy in the 60th show for Real Milwaukee and
Then
then
you're
they
out.
want to be part of it? You know?
You're out of the open. You're
I
gone.
know you're
you know?
gone. You just didn't do it.
Right.
You know,
It's
you
all
couldn't. But I was
online
part of
now.
the beginning.
This discussion's all online now. Will fan influence have anything to do with this, you think?
None
And
at all. Mike McCarthy and Ted Thompson have never let fan opinion dictate their actions, which I think we all saw very clearly several seasons ago. They were sticking by it. In fact, a couple of the players actually went to appeal to these higher-ups and say, come on, rethink it. And they said, this is our decision. It's come down to the issue of distraction. They're concerned that these players who don't have anything to play for, they won't be playing in the big game next Sunday, that they'll be out partying at the Playboy party, the Maxim party, and that they will be a distraction to the guys who are there with a job to do. And I think that these guys are taking it personally, but you have to at least appreciate what the sentiment the higher-ups are trying to get across.
Do they think they're going to come to the picture with Playboy Bunny ears on? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, you can take the picture, and then if you go, I mean, party.
But those guys actually travel later in the week, don't they?
they're not going to be
Yeah,
They're
but
not going to be there.
They won't actually be
The photos
with
on
them.
Tuesday.
Exactly.
So then that adds a logistical
Yeah.
issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
They're
get why
actually
they're
there
hurt,
Thursday.
though. I
Yeah.
do get why their feelings are hurt.
We
I
did
get
pull
that.
some pictures, I don't know if we have them, to show some of the previous teams' Super Bowl pictures. And you can see that numbers, not at all an issue.
boy.
This is the
Whoa.
Giants from several years ago, a lot more than the 53-man roster there. The Steelers from a few years back. And I think the most telling one was the Saints, which I think we have as well. Oh, hello!
Holy
Where's Waldo?
moly.
I mean,
Yeah.
how many
Wow.
people are in that picture? So you can
my.
understand that there's a precedence where you're allowed to have as many people as you want in the picture, just like you are with the ring situation. So I think that that's what's bothering these guys as well. My thing is, it's a picture, you know, and I can understand their sensitivity towards it, but I also understand the bigger picture, which is they won't be there. They're not going to rearrange the schedule in order for them to make the picture happen. And so they've
All
made this
right.
decision.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
You know what I said, though, in your to go along with you, I said, anyone who says it's just a picture never saw Ace Ventura. Because Ace would have never cracked the snowflake case if it weren't for the picture.
Apparently, I am one of those people
I
that
never
never
saw
saw
Ace
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
You're a reference there, yes.
Sorry.
Remember the dog sits down on the picture
Yes.
and then he knows that it's a woman and a man. Einhorn is Finkel.
You've watched that way too many times.
Just really
Steven,
good.
Jen's
really watched
picks.
it.
Jen's picks. I've seen it. I have seen it, like, but 10 years ago, I think
Yeah.
it was. Easily.
have a memory.
Yes.
Wait,
Still
because she was
trapped.
10. That's why she remembers it. She was 10. That's the way it works.
Skipping school, watching the movie. Yeah.
So that's what's been going on, guys.
We'll
and of course,
see.
we'll keep you updated all week long.
Okay. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, no problem.
It's
We
exciting.
appreciate it. And you have a history with the Packers. You've actually got to travel with them before.
Yeah, I actually worked with the team producing a television show and worked with them for 4 years. And traveled with the team for 4 years and kind of got the inside look at the team, which is fascinating to see. I mean, it really is kind of to see. I love seeing the business of sports and not just what happens on the field, but what happens off the field. It's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I remember a reference to a movie that I tried to use in the Brewers' locker room with you. I don't know if you remember this
Oh,
at
wow.
all. We walked in because it was right after Favre had
We were
just
working, by the way, in the
Yes,
locker room.
we
just
were
to make it
working in the
very
locker.
clear.
I know.
Yes, exactly.
You can help me set up the story because I do
Okay,
it
I
so
don't
well all
remember
the
this.
time.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
I know,
Sorry.
exactly. But it was when Favre came out and said he was addicted to the pain medication. And so they said, go out and talk to professional athletes about the pressure to play with pain. So they said, Katrina, go to the locker room, and Steve, go with her. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go in the locker room. They might be naked. I can't do this. I can't do this. And they were playing cards. And I tried to use a reference from Animal House. And I was the goofy guy that walked up, and I walked up to these guys, all the Brewers playing cards. I go, hey, what are you guys doing? Playing cards? Like, as a joke.
Right,
They were
right.
all so young, none of them got the reference.
They're like, what?
Steve looks at me like, oh, man, I can't believe you went there.
Oh, that's
And then
funny.
finally I got the interview and, like, got one of them to come out of the locker room. But I remember going into the
Wow.
car, and you were like, I can't believe
What
you
were you
went there. I
thinking?
can't believe they didn't know it. And it was kind of fun. Little inside. Inside baseball.
Yes, there you go. And inside TV all at the same time.
Very much so.
All right, well, we're going to go inside the boat show. It is at the State Fair Park. We're going to talk about that coming up next with Toomey.
See if he gets his arm ripped off by an alligator.
Author and attorney Thomas Bush.
When people come